this is a replay of a hearing in Marion County, Florida that we watched this morning, and it went amazing.
It did.
So we are going to show it for y'all. I kind of want to wait to see if Kibby is in your comments.
Oh, yeah, we might want to give her a minute. I don't know if I know last year, wasn't it last year, the mayor of Ocala?
Yeah.
If you've been following the Ocala Muddy Lotus Kava bar, they've, been reaching out to the mayor and trying to, educate him and, everybody's for regulation and we're all against synthetic 7-OH.
Yeah.
And so, Muddy Lotus seems like a really special place and it would be a travesty, for somewhere like that to shut down. I wish every freaking city had a Muddy Lotus.
I know.
It just seems like a really special place. So
Muddy Lotus T-Bar.
Yes.
Anybody out there in Marion County or Ocala in the area, go support them.
Absolutely. They do so much fun stuff there.
They do. They really do. So, but yeah, they always seem to they gather up the troops and they go in and they talk about it. And it's just like the last hearing that we watched, there was a lot more people. But I think that was at nighttime though. This one was bright and early this morning.
Oh, it sure was.
Man, we had to roll out of bed super early for this. But it's worth it, It's worth it.
Yeah. Okay. So, I guess I should. Okay. I'm going to share the thingy out.
Kibby, check in the comments if you're here.
Oh, lovely.
I just know she is exhausted.
Oh, yeah. I can't even. I remember after, the Nashville going to the Capitol. It's like I was exhausted, but, I'd have to drive back. I have to drive all the way back home, but it's like, that adrenaline stays with you and you replay it over and over in your head. And so it's like, but you're still, what? Whenever I was driving back one time, I was backing out and Jordan had called me and I was talking to him and I bumped into this ashtray thing. I don't know if I told you about that, but we went by that same gas station on the way home and I just started laughing because I was like, dude, that's the ashtray I knocked over. There she is. Okay, here we go.
Okay, I know you are, girl.
Oh my God, you are spent. Okay. This is definitely worth watching. So, okay.
Hold on. I'm sharing the link.
This morning. I'm sorry. I forgot that I don't have my headphones on and my cat's walk around with toys in her mouth.
Oh.
Megan sent you a text.
Okay.
No, kitty. No, baby.
Okay. Oh, I hear your cat.
Yeah, she's excited.
She's like, let me hear what they got to say.
Yeah, let me see what they said at the city council meeting.
And then you'll have 2 minutes to speak. Alexis, I'm not going to try. And then Joseph, if you can come to the other podium. Joseph Petrie, yep. You can come up. And then Allison and Kibby Fulton will be on deck. Yes, ma'am.
I can start?
Yep. Name and address. You'll see the lights come on. When you get to yellow, you got 30 seconds left. And when you get to red, your time has expired.
Okay. I'm Alexis Nikotopoulos. I am here as a member of this community. I'll leave the legalese to those more suited to that type of discussion and just speak from my heart of what I've seen and what I feel. I discovered the existence of kava bars during nursing school. I did every bit of my schoolwork at an ethnobotanical tea bar in St. Petersburg because it was a peaceful place full of people that were valuing their sobriety and their community. When I moved to Ocala 5 years ago, I found Muddy Lotus tea within days of arriving here. It quickly became the one place in this town that I felt that I could go and nourish my mind and my soul by sharing in conversations with other people of like mind. The one place I could go after my 12-hour nursing shifts and not be surrounded by people that are intoxicated, be surrounded by people that value the community and their sobriety there as well. During my career as a critical care registered nurse, I have seen many, many patients with life-changing or life-ending medical issues directly related to the use of substances. I have never once seen one of those issues related to the use of natural botanical leaf kratom. And with that, I make this impassioned plea to you to please stop any attempt to ban kratom as a whole without considering the difference between natural botanical leaf kratom and the harmful 7-OH and synthetic versions. Thank you for your time.
I appreciate that. Yeah, these folks that have signed up is for agenda item 8.1. I apologize, commissioners. Should have let you know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. And then Allison, you can make your way up to the next part. Yes.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Joseph Petrie. Thank you, Chair, Vice Chair, Commissioners. My name is Joseph Petrie, and I'm here today hoping to give you an off-ramp before any action is taken to ban natural kratom. Since I only have 2 minutes, I must limit myself and state in the most respectful way possible while remaining clear and direct. The County Attorney's Memorandum dated August 11, 2026 is critically flawed in numerous ways, including the scientific and pharmacological depiction of kratom on which the memorandum is built, culminating in the mistaken determination that natural kratom is a public health threat. It is not. Essentially, the memorandum recognizes the perceived surges in medical emergencies are linked to enhanced kratom products like 7-OH, but wrongly conflates the risks of these chemically altered, synthetic, or semi-synthetic, lab-made products, which are often mislabeled as kratom, with the recognized safety profile of natural kratom leaf. There is a distinction. Any policy that fails to reflect that distinction risks causing unintended consequences that negatively impact your constituents. My opinion is based on over 20 years of treating drug and alcohol addiction in Florida. Having studied addiction while treating well over 10,000 patients, I, like Dr. Nora Volko, Director of the National Institute of Drug Abuse, see natural kratom leaf as a valuable harm reduction tool in the battle against opioid addiction. My concern is that should this board enact any ordinance that prohibits natural kratom, this board will unwittingly force people back to dangerous opioids, including dangerous street drugs laced with fentanyl. The memorandum references a Sarasota ordinance, but Sarasota, despite their best intentions, got it wrong. Just because Sarasota got it wrong doesn't mean that Marion County needs to get it wrong too. Further, no ordinance is even needed. This is a state issue. And kratom is already regulated under Section 500.92 Florida statutes, titled the Florida Kratom Consumer Protection Act. Florida's Attorney General has already extended an emergency rule addressing 7-OH and the other chemically altered products that are responsible for the harms this board seeks to prevent. Nothing is needed by this commission at this time. Certainly not any ordinance that seeks to ban natural kratom. Thank you for your time and attention to this important matter. I ask that you move item 8.1 up if possible. I would like to be available to answer any questions and help you if I can. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, yes, ma'am.
Hey, good morning. My name is Allison Smith. I let in very late last night, so I'm happy to be here with you all. Excuse me. So I'm the Director of Government Affairs for the Global Kratom Coalition. We are a nonprofit advocacy organization that is working to implement regulations on kratom while also banning concentrated synthetic high-potency drugs. Traditional kratom is the leaf of the Mitragyna speciosa tree, which has been used for centuries in Southeast Asia. As these leaves oxidize, a small portion of mitragynine, the primary alkaloid in kratom, breaks down to what is called 7-hydroxymitragynine, otherwise known as 7-OH. However, this is only trace amounts and not to a level that would cause the opioid-like effects that you see in concentrated products. The industry standard for the differentiation between these two products is 2%. Any product above 2% 7-OH is considered, any product less than 2% 7-OH is considered traditional or natural. And that's because if you pluck a kratom leaf off the tree and test it, you will never find it with a 7-OH concentration of higher than 2%. And then likewise, any product higher is concentrated synthetically altered, and they are considered adulterated under the Dietary Supplement Health and Education Act, otherwise known as DSHEA, which is a federal law. In recent years, manufacturers have begun producing these high-potency and addictive drugs for financial gain. It is in the interest of these drug manufacturers to confuse and conflate both regulators and consumers. They use deceptive marketing practices to conflate these products as quote-unquote kratom, despite being pharmacologically, psychologically completely different from each other.
Okay, we don't like it when it's glitchy like that. So, Jen, can you put your...
Yeah, I'm trying to bring it up. I'm having, oh man.
That is, it messes with me when that's like that.
Okay, here. Okay, you know what? Hold on. I'm just like, okay. Because it's also, okay, here we go. Okay. 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 Okay, that looks good. All right. Here we go.
Using these high potency and addictive drugs
Thank you.
For financial gain. It is in the interest of these drug manufacturers to confuse and conflate both regulators and consumers. They use deceptive marketing practices to conflate these products as quote unquote kratom, despite being pharmacologically, psychologically completely different from each other. So please make no mistake, these products are different, and the concentrated 7-OH products are what is driving the public health crisis that you are seeing today. Recognizing this distinction, I'll try to be quick. The DEA issued a notice of intent to schedule concentrated 7-OH products and other synthetic derivatives as of July 6th of last month. So sometime this month that will go into effect. And this move, again, specifically targets those types of drugs. The state has also done so. My time is up, but I'm here and I'm happy to answer any questions and give any background. We have draft policies that I'd be more than happy to share with your legal team, and I'm just here for any resources whenever this comes up.
So when they make that guideline, I do have a question for you if you don't mind. So when they make that guideline, does it take it off the shelves, the concentrated synthetic versions in the gas stations and things like that?
When you're talking about the NOI,
yes.
So the notice of intent is basically putting the manufacturers, distributors, and even consumers on notice. They're saying this will be a Schedule I substance, and you have 30 days minimum to get rid of these products. So once the DEA finalizes that, yes, these products will be taken off the shelves.
That's what will cause them to come off the shelves.
Yes, which they already should be because of the AG ruling that the Florida AG already did. But
yeah, Florida already.
Yes, but now you'll have federal resources.
Sorry.
Any other questions?
No, that was my question. Did you have another question, Commissioner Stone?
No, that was exactly my question. And so just to be clear, that will pull the synthetic kratom off of the shelves across the nation?
Yes,
Until they
that is
change
the
the-
intention.
Until they change the
until
formula.
they change the formula.
Right.
Well, that is why in the NOI, and I will share it with whoever if you would like to review it, it says 7-OH, and then it addresses other synthetic derivatives, because that is a problem that we're seeing, not just with kratom, but with cannabis and hemp. I mean, people are taking it and chemically altering it because they can. And so rather than playing whack-a-mole and just going forward and banning individual substances until we start banning like salt and pepper, they said any synthetic derivatives. Not if it doesn't reflect the natural composition of the plant, then you cannot be selling it.
Mr. Chair, well, go ahead.
Well, is there some sort of timeline other than it was 30 days from the notice of intent, and that was July the 6th?
Yes.
Did you say?
Yes. So full transparency, it's August recess in DC. So a lot of people are out of town. So I anticipate that's probably part of the reason why we're having a little bit of a delay here. But I'm not privy to the conversations within the DEA as to why they haven't formally submitted that notice. But essentially, they have 30 days minimum. Our hope is within the next few weeks they will finally issue that and get these products off the shelf. I anticipate it's because the industry is so large that they're trying to give them a little bit more time, because when it goes in, this won't be a Schedule 2, Schedule 3. This will be a Schedule 1 substance on par with fentanyl and heroin. So this is going to be a very big deal. If you're caught with possession of it, you're facing federal prison time and massive fines. So I anticipate that's part of the reason why they're giving a little bit of grace before they formally schedule it.
Well, I certainly appreciate you coming all the way from our nation's capital to be here this morning.
Of course. It's lovely being here. Thank you. Thank
Welcome
you
to
so
Florida.
much. Thank you.
It's great in Florida.
I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Commissioner Bryant.
It's okay. I just for clarification, I wanted you to reiterate. So they have finally put language within that states all synthetic substances, because that has been the problem with all of these synthetic drugs that are being produced and sold as things that are safe.
Yeah.
Is that, as soon as something is banned, they just change the formula.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I think I need to start by saying, like, if there's a will, there's a way. If somebody wants to make an illicit substance, they're going to do so. And I think that goes for anything. That being said, the intention of this language is to clear a majority of those. I mean, like 97% of them. Like I said, I'll give you the language. I know it's 7-OH, and there's like 4 or 5 other synthetic derivatives that they explicitly mention that say you cannot have these concentrated products or variables sold on the shelves.
So it identifies the specific synthetic derivatives.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they can.
And then it says any other derivative, right?
Let me look at the language.
Yeah.
Let me
Okay.
just double check.
Can you send that to us?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Is there a business card
Yep.
or something
We'll
that I
get
can?
someone will get it to you, Tracy.
Okay.
Someone will help you,
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
and we'll get it to our legal team because they'll want to look at it. I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely.
No,
Fabulous. I'll send
No.
this to you right now.
thank you. Yes, ma'am. And then Sonia's up next.
Hi,
Hello.
My
Name and
name is-
address for the record.
my name is Kibby Fulton in Ocala. So you know how you write something and then you hear all this other things and you go, okay, well, that changes that thought and that changes that thought. So I'm really not going to follow what I was going to say. I want to tell you a couple of things. The fentanyl, the recognition of fentanyl today. I have a story about somebody who works with me who actually just helped a police officer capture somebody, and a bag of fentanyl fell out. And he helped probably save this police officer's life. I'm going to go out on that limb. And we're all very proud of him, and he's my manager. And I'm very proud of him. I might get in trouble for telling you this story.
In the paper.
Yep. But he is an awesome gentleman that we have working for us. And he was at his karate dojo, and the police officer got saved by a karate man. So it's an awesome story. But I also want to let you know that before Chief Graham died, and I wish he'd have got recognized today about the fentanyl, because he's one of the ones that started the program here in Ocala. He's our friend. Because when we first opened, we went to him and we said, hey, this is what we do, this is who we are, and we just brew the leaf. And he says, if you're here to help people, I'm here to support you. Unfortunately, and anyone that knows him knows he was really funny. And unfortunately, he passed away 3 months after that. But where do you go whenever you want to quit doing something you shouldn't probably be doing that's not healthy for you? Where do you socialize? You come to Money Lotus Tea. Because we embrace people, we help people, we're compassionate. We've never sold synthetic 7-OH, and we never will. I never supported it. Could have made a lot of money, but that's not who I am at the end of the day. I don't want to be collateral damage. Please, understand. I love my community as much as you do. And I'm always going to be here to answer questions with you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Dylan?
Good morning,
Ma'am.
everybody. My
Morning.
name is Sonia Ritchie. I am one of the co-owners of Muddy Lotus Tea.
I need
I
your
do
address
get
for
a-
the clerk.
I'm sorry?
I need your address if you don't mind, please.
Sure, code?
No,
Okay.
we'll figure it out.
We're all in the same circle, I believe. As I said, I'm one of the co-owners of Muddy Lotus Tea. We are an alcohol-free bar. We are the only one here in Ocala. For 8 years, we have provided a place where adults can gather without alcohol. We have employees with families who depend on the income of our business provides. We follow Florida law, check identification, and serve traditional kratom leaf only to adults 21 and older. When new regulations were discussed, we began making changes before they were required to be responsible practices to matter to us. We support enforcing Florida law concerning isolated, concentrated 7-OH. Traditional leaf represents approximately 40% of our revenue. A blanket ban would close our doors, eliminate jobs. Remove an alcohol-free community space from Ocala. Our employees, customers, and business should not suffer because of manufactured products we have never sold. Any regulation should identify specific product causing problem and measure the effect of lawful businesses before decisions are made. My question is, before directing staff to write an ordinance that would close a lawful 8-year local business, will you require an honest business impact study and meet with the business's employees and customers who will be affected? I appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you. Appreciate your testimony.
Thank you.
Serena will be up next. Yes, sir.
Hello, my name is Dylan Aldridge. My address is. I'm here today to discussion of kratom. Funny enough, the manager that my boss referenced, Kibby, I'm the gentleman that worked with the Ocala PD officer to wrestle the guy that was on fentanyl and trying to attack the people around him. I'm here because the discussions on kratom directly affect my livelihood and a legitimate business here that I care about deeply. I want to say that I support Florida's existing regulations on kratom. Muddy Lotus Tea operates responsibly and legally, transparently under those guidelines. Muddy Lotus Tea, we have never sold extracts, synthetics, or concentrated derivative products. We serve whole leaf botanical kratom, the actual plant in its natural form. We don't manufacture it, we don't chemically alter it or concentrate individual alkaloids. This distinction is fundamental. We card our customers and we follow Florida's age requirements. We don't sell to minors, we don't manufacture extracts, alter products, or mislabel what we sell. We are a small, compliant Marion County business following the rules of the state of Florida has already established. So I understand the concerns about higher risk or concentrated products, but I don't believe responsible businesses like ours should be treated the same as companies selling products that are fundamentally different from what we provide. Florida already has a regulatory framework for kratom. If there are gaps, address those gaps. If their specific products are creating a problem, regulate those products. But please don't punish small businesses because of irresponsible ones. I'm not asking for special treatment. I'm asking you to recognize the difference between whole leaf, kratom, and concentrated extracts and synthetic products, and allow businesses that are already following the law to continue to do so. I don't have this written down, but I'll add this last bit. I come from a family of addiction, of everything you can imagine. Your personal story resonated with me. My family has a big problem with opioids. This is in my opinion, a safe alternative to that, the whole leaf. So appreciate your time, committee. Thank you.
Thank you. Hillary, you'll be up next. Yes, ma'am.
Serena Mojica. Good morning, Chairman and Council. Thank you. Today you're going to hear the name Muddy Lotus Tea come up a lot alongside kratom. That's because we're the only business in this county that a ban on kratom would cause to close its doors. Smoke shops can sell it and just move on to the next thing. It really only affects us, and that'd be a travesty, so let me tell you why. You've obviously heard the synthetic kratom story, but what's more important is that we're a business built on respect. We respect others, we respect health, and we respect freedom. We respect others, so we sell quality. We respect the chemistry and how the body processes things, so we sell quality. And we respect an adult's informed right to choose. That's why we support freedom. It isn't the leaf that's the problem. It's the standards, realistically. And we need better standards around this. It's Muddy Lotus Tea that sets the standard currently in this quality and care that we give to people. And they should have the right to choose that. We've kept, for the last 8 years, I'm an employee there, so I say we, our community safe, healthy, and informed, because we keep them informed of these bad players out there that are an infestation of the alternative industry, and they are distributed by really vile entities that are looking to make a quick buck at the health and the expense of other people. So when we come before you today, we just really ask you to consider the standard and make better standards for that. A ban on a whole leaf quality product is not ideal, but a standard holds these bad players super accountable to their actions. If we ban it, they can just move on to the next thing. We had spice and these other things. A ban will just make us close our doors and see them walk away scot-free, but a standard would hold people accountable to their actions. So just asking that you consider that. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Hillary Westerberg. Good morning and thank you.
Good morning.
I'm here as a citizen of Marion County and a recovering alcoholic and someone who happens to drink the brewed whole leaf kratom tea at Muddy Lotus. It's my safe place. It's my home away from home. It's also the safe place of my husband, who unfortunately couldn't be here. He's a combat veteran with pretty severe PTSD. He's very uncomfortable in most public settings, but Muddy Lotus is a place where he has found he can be himself, he can relax, he doesn't have to constantly be looking over his shoulder. So it's really important to our family. I want to begin by saying that I understand the sincere concern that has brought this issue before you. I've read the attorney's memo and all of the state regulations, and I don't think anyone should dismiss the risks associated with the products containing concentrated kratom extracts, synthetic 7-OH, or the analogs of 7-OH. Those products are a legitimate health concern, and I support efforts to keep dangerous products from harming our community. But the memo also makes an important distinction, and several of us have, between the traditional kratom leaf and the concentrated synthetic kratom products, identifying the latter as posing the greatest public health risk. I'm simply asking you, as you move forward with this discussion, to give careful consideration to the principles of justice and individual liberty, which are so important to our nation. A policy can be really well-intentioned and still have unjust consequences, and a blanket ban that does not distinguish between concentrated or synthetic products and tea brewed from natural kratom leaf would unjustly restrict peaceful citizens and responsible businesses, which are not causing the harm that you're trying to prevent. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, that was everybody that signed up. Commissioners, we have 3 sets of minutes.
So the approval.
I have a motion by Commissioner McLean, second by Commissioner Curry. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. One constitutional officer from the sheriff. 4-1.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Stone, second by Commissioner McLean. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes.
And regarding the kratom issue that you've already heard about this morning.
Are you
not
recording?
Sure exactly what glaring errors Mr. Petrie is referring to in the memo. The memo does not propose any particular ordinance. It acknowledges that a draft ordinance had been prepared roughly based on an ordinance in Sarasota County, which is the only county in the state of Florida that has such an ordinance. I would note, and I think some of the speakers noted, that the Florida statute 500.92, which is the Florida Kratom Consumer Protection Act, does not distinguish between the leaf product and the synthetic product as far as the definition of kratom product. Both of them are included within that definition, and the statute makes it unlawful to sell any kratom product to anyone under 21 years of age. So the Florida statute doesn't distinguish between them, at least as far as being able to sell them to kids, whether it's the tea or the synthetic product. I've also included in the documents regulations, including from the Florida Attorney General regarding requirements to label kratom products. Most of these, in contrast to the statute, do focus on the synthetic compounds, and but they regulate it. So they provide for permits to sell this stuff, and they provide for concentrations that would be allowable and concentrations that are not allowable, and then they provide for certain compounds that you might call adulterants that should not be lawfully in any such products that could be sold. So that's kind of the state of play right now in the state of Florida. You have limited options locally as far as what we could do. We could try to adopt an ordinance to focus on the synthetic products, which would not include the leaf products. However, if you're going to focus on the synthetic products, then you're going to have a laboratory that's going to be able to test the synthetic products to be able to prove that what's in the product that you have confiscated and you're trying to prosecute on. And again, all these Florida Administrative Code sections that are attached list a number of these synthetic products. If, in fact, the federal government, my understanding was that the DEA had filed a notice of intent to temporarily place concentrated synthetic 7-OH as a Schedule I, and that rule was going to become effective August 5th of 2026, and as opposed to sometime in July. But at least as of the information I had so far, that had not taken effect yet, even that temporary rule. I think it certainly would be to everybody's benefit if the federal government does go ahead and do that, not only at the federal level, but the state level, because for whatever reason, the state of Florida hasn't so far chosen to treat this as like a Schedule I controlled substance. So because the issue had been brought up at the opioid task force for many valid reasons, a number of people there, it's my understanding, made reference to tragic situations they had in their own families. So people are crying out for some kind of regulation for this because it is a public health and safety issue. But it's very, very challenging to regulate at the local level. So I'm just bringing it to you for whatever discussion you want to offer to us.
Commissioner Bryant.
So, Mr. Chair, this got pushed along much more quickly than it was intended to be pushed along, and I think there was some misinterpretation of the direction at that meeting. And as we have all received many emails, we've had testimony here regarding the difference in synthetic and the natural leaf and what they both do. And I don't think there's anybody that doesn't agree that the synthetic product is the problem. And based on the testimony that we've heard today, I think it would probably be in this board's interest to just hit pause and follow up on the DEA ruling and what's coming down from the federal government, and then maybe have some communication with our Attorney General to see if they're going to change anything before we move forward with doing anything. As we heard today, we might not need to do anything. This board has always been really, really has always done a very good job of making common sense, logical decisions and not putting things in place that we can't enforce, because we understand that when we do that, law enforcement's going to come to us and they're going to say, hey, you just did that and there's nothing we can do to enforce that, or it doesn't make sense. So I would have been the one that would have brought this forward anyway, as that was the seat that I sat on. And so that would be my request today.
Yep.
That's fine.
Commissioner Bryant, first of all, just to clear up a misconception, I had on the opioid settlement with your replacement, I had volunteered to do that, but Commissioner Stone had requested that, so I had backed off, and she's going to take over that. Right? Okay.
The chair the chair is going to make that decision.
Sure. Whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Just don't be taking my money and using it for things that we've already discussed.
Yeah, the other thing, and my comments here, I don't mean to abdicate any responsibility of the commission, but in conversations with our mayor, Ben Marciano, I know he serves, I guess, on the opioid settlement committee, and the first I heard of this was from him, actually, in the news media. And it seems like he has and is spending an inordinate amount of time on this topic. He's visited with the Attorney General twice, among a host of other meetings, in charge of the police department, and I'm sure our sheriff is probably doing his due diligence as well. But I want to throw it out. Is the proper place to study this, put it under the microscope, and bring back recommendations? Would it be the mayor's position at this point, or the opioid settlement committee? Because I'm a little lost myself. I mean, I'm just trying to figure it out, and then all of a sudden we kind of jumped the gun and we're talking about the ordinance, and I think it went a little quicker than, like Commissioner Bryant said, than we intended. But does it make sense, rather than everybody studying the same thing in hyper time, to go ahead and throw ourselves in with the mayor's effort, and get a recommendation from his research?
Mr. Chair?
Yep.
Mr. Mentor also wants to weigh back in on this conversation.
I was just going to say, I spoke with Will Sexton, the city attorney, yesterday, and I think my understanding from him is that right now the city's position is similar to what Commissioner Bryant was indicating, that they're kind of putting it on hold as far as moving forward with actually taking any action. Certainly they're not contemplating adopting an ordinance at this point in time. And so I would emphasize that even though I made reference to Mr. Schwartz preparing a draft ordinance, I did not attach a proposed ordinance to this, so this memo was not proposing the board adopt an ordinance.
Have a discussion.
Mr. Chair?
Yep.
I, too, have had a lot of conversations with the mayor regarding this. He is, to Commissioner Curry's point, talking to the Attorney General on how maybe Marion County could even pilot an opportunity to test those synthetics, because that seems to be the biggest issue of enforcement, is how do you test between the natural kratom versus the synthetic kratom. So the testing abilities aren't even available as of yet. Now, that's not to say that the state and whomever may put something together to allow it to be differentiated for law enforcement's sake. So to that point, I would just say I appreciate Commissioner Bryant. She has served this community well. She has served this board well in sitting on the opioid task force. And I understand why it's a big deal. And I certainly support, let's find a way to do what we can to help keep people safe and alive here. But to just take a pause on it would be our best bet in my estimation as well. And coordinate somewhat with the mayor to find out where that next step may be. My understanding is he was going to be talking with the Attorney General and our sheriff as well as the Ocala Police Chief to bring everybody in, to determine how best to address this as a Marion County / city issue. So I'm happy to continue to discuss that along those lines, if that be the course of this board.
Commissioner McLean?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm in agreement with Commissioner Bryant as well, and the rest of y'all to hit a pause on this. Personally, I'm not interested in banning any plant or leaf synthetic derivatives. Certainly, very concerning. And but yeah, how do you enforce that becomes the issue. And I think that this is more of a statewide national issue that they're going to eventually figure some of this stuff out, and really they're going to have to go after the people who are manufacturing this stuff, and that's where you're going to stop this. So I don't know that an ordinance that we do is going to do a whole lot. Plus, the other thing I asked staff yesterday to look into was actually get some stats from the medical examiner's office to see how many deaths we have had, at least in our local circuit, due to this stuff. And one death is obviously too many. But at the same time, I don't believe that it's necessarily our job to go in on something like this if it's just a handful of issues. So anyway, I know that some of those numbers are going to come back to us. I'll share those with you when we get them, or staff will, just so that you can see them. But that's kind of where I'm at.
Yes.
So the synthetic stuff is definitely a problem, and it's not just how many deaths have we had, but it's near deaths, other things. And I'm not contradicting anything you're saying, Commissioner McLean. I'm just saying that is the issue, is the synthetic stuff, and hopefully what the federal government is sending down, hopefully the state will jump on board. And there's always unintended consequences for everything that happens. But I think getting to the point where you're pulling the synthetic stuff off of the shelves and it can't be sold anymore, that's a huge win. So I think that's probably where the focus should be, working with the state to make sure that they are going lockstep into what's being passed down.
And Commissioners, one more point too. I've already been talking to staff about this for a while now, and my understanding is working through the process. But one thing that we can do is currently in our code, smoke, vape shops, those types of things are still allowed to be built near schools. And if we can regulate some of those things where some of those places are, at least they're not falling into children's hands, which I think we should be looking at with the tobacco stuff anyway, as well as the convenience stores. If we can have some sort of something in our code to say that these things will not be near schools, near churches, near places where kids are going to be, I think that will help too. My understanding is that is working through the process and should be coming to us soon.
So Commissioner Tracy Straub, Assistant County Administrator, you should actually see that item at your public hearing on August 26th. So it's been through LDRC. It does not touch exactly on that point, but we can continue to make edits.
And I want to apologize to the board because I'm sure that you were all caught off guard. I was caught off guard when it went as quickly as it did. So anyway, that was never the intention.
Well, it was a good conversation. Thank you. So we'll tap pause on it. See, hopefully the DEA will finalize their rulings and take the stuff that is hurting our community off the shelves and allow the good players to keep doing what they're doing. All right.
So yeah, that's what happened in Marion County for today. Yes, indeed. Sorry, I've only gotten like 10 hours of sleep in the last 48 hours because I've been watching and attending these hearings. The early morning ones be kicking my butt. Anyway,
Yeah, apparently they're just not regulating or enforcing regulations.
enforcing it, yeah.
Big surprise. Nobody seems to be doing that. But hopefully, that'll be over soon enough.
Hopefully.
But yeah, that was really good. I mean, and I'm glad that the outcome was what it was.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be insane. To me, it's insane to do anything right now until the federal government does something.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Which is why it irks me about North Dakota and Massachusetts. North Dakota's looking good, though. If you guys haven't heard by now, so that was another hearing I had to sit through yesterday. So there was 4 bills that were introduced yesterday. Actually, 3, because I think one of the reps pretty much just took her bill off the agenda thing. They were all regulation bills. There were no ban bills introduced in North Dakota yesterday, and so 2 of them passed, all yays. And so those will be discussed on September 2nd when North Dakota has the official special session hearings. So that right there to me, so the North Dakota, oh yeah, ban kratom 30 days, yeah, get it off shelves. Everybody's getting it off their shelves, right? No ban bills.
Yeah.
No ban bills were introduced. So yeah, North Dakota, Massachusetts, doing the knee-jerk reaction, which is what I imagined what happened in 2016 when the DEA announced that they were going to schedule kratom. So then the first initial, like 6 states, what have you, banned kratom because they did a knee-jerk and like, oh, yep, we got to be on par with what our federal government's doing. But now that our federal government is doing something about this synthetics, now they want to, like Massachusetts, ban it all.
Yeah.
Take it off the shelves. It's Schedule 1.
It don't make sense. I mean, it just don't make sense.
Yep. So, Kibby, I don't know if you're still here, but freaking amazing. Amazing. Like, you know how to bring it. Like the last hearing that y'all attended, you know how to bring it.
Yeah.
I would love to visit your kava bar, your kratom
We
kava
will one day. One day we're going to get to go visit.
Yeah. I know I was telling you yesterday that when I went to Orlando in February for that kratom symposium, I even brought it up to Laura. I was like, maybe we should, but it was an hour and a half away. And those 4 days that we were at the symposium, it was from like 8 a.m. to 5, and then by the time you're done, you are just exhausted, and it's like,
I can't imagine.
But it would have been an hour and a half drive there, and then going hanging out there and then an hour and a half drive back. And then yeah. Might not have been physically exhausted, but we were mentally exhausted because hearing those presentations from presenters from all around the world,
it's like going to school.
Yeah. Yes. We were in this huge auditorium too.
It's like you were going to school all day. And when you get out of school, you just want to.
Yeah. Decompress.
Yeah.
But yeah, there will be a day. There will be a day. Okay, we're going to need to go take a break now, and then we got to testify somewhere else.
Yeah, but everybody, hold on. If they get our city, they're going to use our city as a platform to go after all the cities. Yep. Which is 67 counties, 66 because they have Sarasota. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, with all these cities, it will spread. It will be a domino effect. If one goes, we've seen it happen time and time again. They're like, well, so-and-so just, what's so-and-so doing? Let's look at their regulations, over and over and over. So, yeah, I mean, if you're ever in a state and there's a city near you, it's important.
Yeah, don't think it won't happen in your backyard, because it will.
Yeah. Well, good luck. I know you're tired, but you got this.
You got this,
Got
girl.
this.
You freaking got this. Um,
But yeah, keep us posted though.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We gotta
All
go.
right. We gotta go, everybody, but thank y'all so much. And go kick ass, Kibby.
Yeah. Kidding.